Right. Welcome to Ain't No Manual. Got my boy Jeris McIntyre, aka Coach J Mac. J Mac, how you doing, bro?
Good, man. How you doing this on this Sunday, this afternoon?
Man, I'm pretty good, man. Blessed to get your time, man. I know you're a busy brother dealing with all these kids and recruits and coaches and parents.
Yeah, man. It's a busy time of the year. Spring football, spring recruiting, getting ready for the little jamboree on this Thursday. So it's a good time of the year. Good to see a lot of these college coaches able to come back around. It's been a while since they've been able to really get on the road and recruit. So it's good to have to see them, meet the kids. Let's get prepared, try to get better for the fall, and play this spring jamboree on Thursday night.
Yeah. Now it's springtime. Is this the time of the season where most of the recruiters come around to actually see the kids in high school football?
Yeah, it is. It's a really important time, the spring evaluation period for the upcoming juniors, sophomores, or upcoming juniors and seniors, and some sophomores, just because they're not playing, they're done with spring ball, they're not in season, so they use this season now to really get on the road, get eyes on the kids, and things of that nature to see if the film matches up with them in person and come watch them practice. And it's kind of just gotten to digging deep and trying to find out more about the kid and their academics and all the other good stuff. So it is a really good time of the year for these kids to be evaluated. It helps us high school coaches because when the kids see these high school coaches on campus or at practice, they're going that much harder just to get a look. So it is a good part of the year, and it is a big time of the year where the colleges are coming around to check these kids out.
And I've been to the practices, of course, and it's colleges out there every day. So it does push those kids a lot. They can actually see that the opportunity is there. They just have to perform.
Yeah.
When these recruiters come to the school, what are the first thing they're looking for out of these kids?
Well, it's different. Of course, nowadays with the measurables, which I don't like because football players come from different sizes, different speeds, different backgrounds, and all that other stuff. But of course, they're looking for the measurables. Obviously, kids that are academically qualified and that are in systems that are going to help them and prepare them for college. So a lot of it is size. They want to look for length. A lot of it, of course, is academics, which is the most important thing. And some of it really is just to kind of just meet kids and just kind of see what different high schools have, what prospects they have, and what kids they have for the future. So it varies from what they're looking for, but I would say a lot of them look for length, height, weight, speed. So I would say measurables for the most part. On top of game film, I mean, game film never lies, but a lot of times some of these schools will skip over the game film and look for a guy who has the size, which I don't agree with. But they want to see the measurables. It's from what I'm seeing and watching and hearing is the main thing they're trying to look at to decipher who they want and who they don't want.
So a lot of undersized kids can really get overlooked, even though they're great players. They can get overlooked because they just don't look like the size that the colleges are looking for.
Yeah, absolutely, and I don't agree with it because it's a lot of guys that don't fit the bill that are outstanding football players, and you try to sell those kids. You try to tell them, the coaches, that, but I don't want to get it twisted. They are coming in looking at good football players and looking for big football players that are good. So it kind of just varies in what they're looking for. But I just know, first things first, when they walk in, they want to say, how big is this kid? How long is he? How tall is he? So when you ask that question, that was kind of the first thing that came to my mind. But at the end of the day, if you could play ball, you could play ball. I got short kids that can ball, tall kids that can ball, kids that are, average size height that can ball. So it really, really, to me, doesn't matter. And I know, of course, when you get to the next level, certain positions, you want longer guys and things of that nature. But at the end of the day, if you can ball and you're a dog, you can go. I'm going to take you.
Now, with that being said, so an undersized kid, if they don't have the measurables, then when you say they have the ball, they really have to show out like every game, not just a flash here and there. It has to be a consistent thing, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to make it harder if you're not flashing, if you're not making, big plays on Friday nights, it's going to make it a lot harder if you're an undersized guy. And there are some undersized guys that are getting recruited, and I'm pretty sure on Friday nights they're dominating those football games. So if you're an undersized guy, dominate on Friday nights if you want a chance. So I really think that comes with it, and that's a big part of it. And I've seen undersized guys get places and go places. It's just at the end of the day, if you're undersized, you better do something, that's going to make them say, wow. If you don't, use another undersized guy. And they're already looking for you not to be that guy if you don't have the size and the length and all that other good stuff. So, it is what it is. I mean, sometimes it is bigger. It is better to have a bigger, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's not the case at all times.
Now, even the schools like, because you get all levels of school, Division 1, FCS, Division 2, 3, you get HBCUs. Are they all looking for that same measurables? Like, does the Division 2 and 3 schools know? Are they looking for the undersized kid to get the best they can get, or do they want the big guys too?
Well, of course, I think they all think bigger is better. Everybody sees when Alabama comes out of the locker room and all these Georgia and all these big schools, when they come out of the locker room, all the linemen are 6'6", some 6'7", some 6'8". Across the board, everybody wants that. And everybody can have that. So a lot of times you're looking and looking and looking when you got a dog right in your face that's 6'1", 6'2", 6 foot. So the D2 and D3 schools, I think, are a little more understanding, but they still want length and want size. But they're understanding and knowing, okay, we're not Alabama. But they're going to still be looking for a 6'3" kid, 6'4" kid, not the 6'6", 6'7". So, I mean, a lot of it, like I said, I don't agree with. But at the end of the day, if you can play football, you can play football. 6'4", 6 foot, 5'11", 5'10", whatever it may be, at any position, really. So, bigger is not always better, but I can see where they're coming from in some of those cases.
Now, being the head coach of a football team, do you get a lot of pressure, or a lot of inquiries from the kids on the team about going to college? Are they asking how to, or are they just asking for scholarships? Like, how is that dealing with this generation of kids? Because it's like the I want it now generation, especially with social media. So I feel like these kids, they feel more pressured just to get an offer than we did when we were coming up.
Yeah, it's different. It's completely different. I think, and I can't speak for everybody, but in 9th and 10th grade, we just wanted to be in the newspaper, help our team win games, enjoying high school. Nowadays, in 9th grade, kids want asking for offers. 10th grade, asking for offers. Something like, son, enjoy your high school experience. If you're a college football player, that time is going to come. Now they out here throwing out fake offers and everything's getting all over the place because at the end of the day, and I keep saying at the end of the day, but at the end of the day, come signing day, if all them offers are not going to be there. It's not what it always looks like. And I wish kids would kind of understand. Yeah, it's cool. It is a blessing to get a verbal offer, and a lot of that stuff is good. And some of them verbal offers are going to end up being committable offers, but this generation needs to just kind of understand, play this high school thing out, play hard, enjoy your teammates, try to win football games, go to the prom, hang out with your friends, enjoy the experience, and don't stress over the offer in 9th grade, 10th grade, sometimes even 11th grade. I mean, when we was coming up, for the most part, the spring, not like now, going into your senior year is when recruiting started to pick up. And they started to say, okay, maybe offers or take you up on official visit or whatever it may be. But it's changed tremendously. And it's all over the country. It ain't just Tampa. So we may have a freshman that sees a kid in California that gets an offer and he was at a 7-on-7 with him and he knows he's better than him. The kid may come to me and say, hey, Coach, what's my offer? And I can't tell him, hey, bro, that's probably fake, or I don't know what connection his coach has to that kid to get that verbal offer, if it is a verbal offer. So this whole game is kind of all over the place. But what I try to do with our kids is if it's a verbal, if you have communication with them, if they're talking about something, if they're talking about an official visit, or they really trying to get you on an unofficial and things of that nature, okay, it may be something to look into. The easiest way, just for while we all here spitting game, the easiest way is if you got an official visit to that school, or they're trying to get you to come on an official, it's probably a real offer, or it's close to being a real offer because they're putting their money behind you to come on a visit. All the other stuff is, it is what it is, and I don't like to, down anybody or make them say, "Oh, it ain't real," because then you hating. But at the end of the day, young kids, 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th graders, all these offers are not real. Play ball, play hard, and the real ones will be there at the end, and you'll have the opportunity to go there. So that's just kind of my knowledge and what I want to give back to the listeners that are listening.
Yeah, that is key. Once they start offering those official visits, then it's real, because now they're investing some time in you.
Slow down, you catch up. Run up on something you can't handle. It's up, it's down on annual. For me, ain't no manual.
But they just talking on the phone, you just 130 that day in that same position.
Yeah, and I tell a lot of our kids this. Like, we got a young man that you had on your show, and he got offered by Arizona State some years ago. Now that coach is at Syracuse. So is that Arizona State offer still there? Well, we haven't heard from Arizona State since that coach went to Syracuse. But that coach at Syracuse have been in communication. So is that Arizona State offer, it was a verbal offer from a particular coach. Now at this time that says Syracuse, so does that offer just transfer over? That's kind of the game that people don't get and they don't understand until you're really in it. But for social media and the likes and all the other stuff, I guess it's cool, for the kids, and it's enjoyable. But I don't want this whole the country of high school kids to get it twisted. You still gonna have to grind for that real offer, and when you get to that college, it's gonna be completely different. So, just my knowledge on what I know with this recruiting stuff and how it's going these days.
Yeah, kids got to keep in mind that there's really not that many scholarships available, because you got FBS, you got 120 some schools. They can give out 25 scholarships a year. The FCS has 130 schools. They can give out 30 some scholarships. And then Division II, 160 some schools, they can give out some scholarships as well. But you total that up, that's not a lot of scholarships compared to the amount of kids that's playing ball. So at any level, you really have to ball out like every Friday. Every chance you get.
No, you're right. And then you didn't even mention now with the portal, those 25, 5, 8, sometimes 10 of them are now going to kids that are in the portal, which is taken away from the high school kids that are actually playing on Friday nights. So it's a different game as time has went on. It's changed. So, all you can do is just kind of sit back and pray and hope the best for, the kids that you are dealing with.
Now, when you talk to college coaches, recruiters, are they really looking into the portal? Are they recruiting heavy out of that portal first, or is it high school first? Or does it really just depend on the talent that's available?
I think it depends on the talent, depending on the school and what they need. If they're in need of, say, an offensive lineman, they, of course, are going to probably hit the portal because offensive linemen are, they take time to develop. So if you need a guy right away, I'm sure they're going to be heavy in the portal on offensive linemen, quarterbacks and things of that nature. But it seems like all positions, they really are, if a kid has some experience in college, they will, sometimes prefer to take that kid because he has experience in college football. So it's making it a little more difficult for these high school kids as we go on. Hopefully they do something with the portal, maybe limit it, because a lot of guys enter the portal and don't get picked up, and then now they stuck. They can't go back to that school. Well, they can if the school takes them back, but a lot of times you just hit the portal. If you're in the portal, you left that school, you're not going back. You're just stuck in the portal, and you really have nowhere to go. And you're really sometimes giving away a chance at a college degree because, say, you're a sophomore, you hit the portal, don't get picked up, nobody else picks you up. You could have just stayed where you were, finished your school, got your degree. And a lot of times these kids don't ever get back in and they don't have that opportunity. But a lot of people don't think about the big picture when you throw yourself into the portal, because there's so many guys that are still in that portal that have not been picked up. So It's all interesting. I
Right.
think it's a big trial, and in a couple of years, I'm sure they'll probably do some research and see, the good and the bad in all of this.
You're at year 5 and are going into year 5 in Tampa Catholic. How do you feel about the season coming up? I mean, you got some big stars on your team. You got a nice schedule ahead of you. How do you feel about this upcoming season?
I feel good. We got some good senior leadership, some experience, and really good coaches around me. So I feel confident. I feel good about it. I want to continue to work this last week of spring ball, go play the spring jamboree, and hopefully see some good things that we can build on to go through the summer and into the fall. But I'm definitely, excited with what we have, and it's been a good spring, and guys are flying around and happy to be out there flying around in front of these college coaches and all that other stuff. So they're dying to get into that new weight room. I know you've seen. So hopefully in June we all the way in there with the team, just giving us that much more motivation and extra boost for the guys to really get in there. So we're looking forward to this, to this. They'll finish off this week strong and go into the summer healthy and inspired to get better.
So now you got a new full weight room that you mentioned. I mean, it got a little turf in there. You can work indoors whenever it's raining. This school, since you've been to the school, this program hasn't had access to that type of facility. And every year since you've been there, you're going to the playoffs. Not first round, like you're going deep into the playoffs. So you're really dealing with what you have. And on top of that, the last few years, you've been losing a lot of kids as you get them. How are you able to maintain a successful year every year, dealing with these transfers, dealing with just lack of facilities, shall I say?
Yeah, so you just got to grind, man. You roll with the players who are there and loyal to you, that want to be crusaders and want to be great and want to be mentored and coached and developed in that college preparatory type of environment. And that's all I kind of look at it like, hey, I'm trying to help the ones that want to be helped. I got a good group, got a great staff around me that help develop these young men. And like I said, with the facility, we just do what we do. It is what it is. And it's a blessing now that we have something new. But those years prior, that's all we really knew. That's all I knew. I went there. That's all we knew. You've had your son played there. He's at Division I school. TJ Harrell played there. And he went to Division I school, graduated, is a college grad. So all about that school and what it's done and how it's helped and everything else. So like I said, it is a blessing just to be able to have something new. But like I said before, it was what it was. We just had to do what we do and grind it out. Yeah, got it off the muscle, man. Like you just said, and that's really the way we did it, and the way my thought process was. It was for me. I just feel like I'm fortunate and I'm happy to be at a school that helped me, become the man that I am and a college graduate, and to be able to, get into the NFL and play good football in the SEC. So I was just fortunate and happy to be the head coach. I didn't give a damn about, us in a portable or no turf field and all that other stuff. But now that we do have that, it's yeah. Now that we do have that, I'm super happy and I'm super excited, and I look forward to this group of kids this year doing some special things.
Yeah, now you mentioned you went to Tampa Catholic. So you went there, you played out, you balled out, you was an all-star, all-American player. You left there, went to Auburn and balled out. Then you made it to the league, and you're able to come back and give to the high school where it started out from. A lot of people don't get that opportunity. So how does that really feel?
No, it's great. It's great. And really, like, I didn't even know that I always wanted to give back, but I didn't know it would come in this shape and form. I started with the youth football and was just helping out with youth in West Chase and Town and Country, then came back to start helping the kids at Tampa Catholic. And then, Coach Lewis, rest in peace to the great legend, was telling me to come and coach. You're already coaching, come give back to what helped you. And I did. And as time went on, now here I am now as the head coach. So I hope more do that. I think we had, I want to say 7 drafted from Hillsborough County this past draft. So I hope some of them guys, follow suit, even if it's not becoming a head coach in the county. just giving back to the community, having camps, get out here to do youth leagues. Something that you mentioned to me, starting a youth organization. And looking back at it, I wish I would have done more while you're playing. Like as you're playing in the off season, because at that time you do have more of a name because you are active. And it don't matter. It don't matter like before or after. But just looking back at it, I wish I'd have been like, all right, got into TBYFL in some of my off seasons as I'm currently playing. I just think it's a little different. We had Ray McLeod come out and talk to the boys. He's current, so it's I think the kids open their eyes a little more when the guy's current, and that's why it was good to have Didi, your son, come back and talk to the boys the other day, and DJ Taylor, even though they're in college, they're active, so they're gonna sit there and listen to what Didi's saying. Like, hey, it ain't no joke. You're gonna have to run. Got to go to class. Everybody's athletic, big, strong. We tell them that, but it's a difference when Didi comes back for his 2 weeks or a month break, and he telling them what it is. So, like I said, out of those 7 that got drafted, hopefully more continue to come and give back. And we got some guys in the county that are doing that now. With Mike Clayton, who's over at Plant City, and Mike Williams, who's over at Wharton, and my guy Alan Suber, who's over at Sun Lake. So Sun Lake. So he's at Sun Lake. So we got some guys who play some good college football. That got the chances in NFL that are now in the county giving back, trying to help these kids and win some football games.
Yeah, that's big, man, to have you guys. I remember when you came back, you still had that influence, but it does make a difference, because I think that's the difference between Tampa and Miami. In Miami, a lot of players, so many of them are going. They're coming back right then and there in their off seasons and their summers and their little breaks. And the kids that are playing in high school or youth league, they get to see it. Like, this kid was just here playing 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So now they see it's there. They can go get it.
Yeah, I think that does help, just because you see it. It's much more. It's motivation, man. It's all about motivation and motivating these kids and seeing that they can get there. In our past at Tampa Catholic, since I've been there, and even before, when kids go to school, that next group of kids is going to want to say, hey, I want to get to college. I want to get there. I seen, I don't even know who was the seniors, but kids like David Hoyt, who's at Army, and Didi and DJ. Now you got the younger kids that see them, that played with them when they were freshmen. Like, all right, Didi at Illinois, I can get them. DJ at Arizona, the DJ at Arizona State, I can get there. So, Tate at Buffalo, I can get there. Bussy at North Dakota State, I can get there. So I think when they see guys that they play with, like right next to, that are playing in college, it makes the dream. It makes the dream. You can see the dream. See it coming. Yeah, you see it. Yeah.
So you got about 5 seniors coming up. You got Big Lewis Carter, probably the #1 player in the state. You got Luna, offensive lineman, that's coming up. You got Big Baraka King Andrews. Just his name alone will scare you. He's becoming senior. Who else you got coming off the squad that could be looking?
Big Mike Brown. He's Big Mike Brown. He's a guard. Troy Black. He's going to be a center. Jamar Rutherford.
Right there, Troy Black.
Yeah. Troy Black's about to be a senior. Jamar Rutherford. So it's a good group of Mario Mayo. Mario Mayo, I'm looking for big things from him this spring and going through the fall. Carnell Herring, I think you mentioned, but yeah, we got a really good group of seniors that I'm proud of, that I want to see have a great finish of this week and go into the summer to bust their butt. But I'm excited about this group of seniors. They played some good football last year. They're grinding, they're working hard. And, like I said, we got a good group of juniors as well with TJ Moore, Big Eddie, and the rest of those guys. So I'm just looking forward to that, whole group and that whole unit coming together and doing something special. So I'm excited.
But every year you're putting out kids, they go in D1 every year. Does that attract other kids to come to the school? Because I know in the city, transferring is a problem. And as I mentioned earlier, you lose kids every year, but you still got kids coming in. Is the fact that kids from your program go to big schools, Is that attracting kids that want to be part of the program, or is it the education side? Because I know for me, it was more so the education side. I wanted to make sure that my boys would be able to handle college, because I came out of Hillsborough High School and I wasn't ready for college when I went to college. So I knew what I needed to do for my boys in order to prepare them for that next level. What do you think is the main attraction to Tampa Catholic? Because the kids keep coming.
Yeah, I think just the whole on the academic side of it, obviously. With the tradition in athletics, you combine the two. If you're a student athlete, I don't see why you wouldn't want to be there. It's just over the years in all sports, and a lot of people don't look at it. And most of the sports, basketball has had a great tradition. Football has had a great tradition. Baseball has had a really good tradition. So if you're looking at it, soccer just won a state title. So if you're looking at it, and it's a very diverse school with great academics. So at the end of the day, if you really, really look into it, why not want to go, why not be there if you want to strive and develop it to be a student athlete? That's kind of how I look at it. Now, of course, myself having played there, being an NFL draft pick, that, that can bring some intrigue as well. But at the end of the day, regardless, I feel like the academics, along with the tradition and multiple sports, I feel like it's a no-brainer. Some may not feel that way. Some, may, beg to differ. But if you really, really dig deep and you look at stats and you look at the school and the diversity and all that, you really, really look, it's almost a no-brainer. I don't think a lot of times I don't think people do research. Sometimes I think, it's just, and it's not easy. The difficulty of it may turn some away per se, but if you kind of know what you want and you want to strive at the next level, academically, athletically, socially, if you're there for 4 years, you'll be ready and prepared for all of that. So, that's kind of why I think, and I just think that's always been an intrigue in Tampa Catholic, let alone, some of the outstanding assistants that we have on our staff. And,
Staff, where else you go in Tampa or in this state where you got this many guys actually played and were all-stars or all-Americans that are giving back to these.
Yeah.
Not just volunteering, like they're every day. Like they're
every day, like all day before and after. Yeah. I mean, like I said, and I've said it earlier in the show, it's a blessing. Like, because you can't really, it's not easy to have guys to be able to come out there every day, and spend 8, 3, 4 hours to really just come and help these kids. Like, that just kind of show, really, really what we have and what we're trying to do to help all these kids on and off the field. So, to me, it's a no-brainer. Some beg to differ, but I feel like it's a no-brainer. And then you've been through it with, 2 kids, 2 sons. So you know what it is. And really, honestly, at the end of the day, everybody ain't going to the league. You're going to play your games on Friday nights and have fun. But what's going to happen when you're 25 years old, 26 years old, and football's over? You got to get into the real world where you prepare for that growing up. That's kind of how I look at it. Because everybody ain't going to the NFL. And if you really, really look at it, maybe 1 or 2 in this whole area that are seniors right now, maybe 3 will go to the NFL in 4 years. So, and people don't want to hear that, but that's just real. And if they go to the NFL, they might play 2, 3, 4 years, and then they still will have to do something. So,
have to live their life. So,
Yeah.
Hey, that's the best way to end it right there, bro.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for giving me your time again, man. I'm going to catch up with you at practice. Good luck with the season. Once again, ain't no manual, bro. Jeris McIntyre. Anything else you got to say to these people, bro?
Yes, sir, man. I appreciate y'all listening. And War Eagle, since I'm Auburn Tiger all day, every day, War Eagle, baby. Yes, sir.
Well, thank you.
All right, for sure. Thank you.
Just slow down, you catch up. Run up on something you can't handle. It's up, it's down on annual. For me, ain't no manual. Ain't no manual.